Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monse. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. If you're returning to my channel, I appreciate it so much. Today I'm going to be filming a get ready with me. I'm just going to do a simple makeup look, kind of like a natural soft glam. Lately I haven't been wearing eyeshadow as much and that's just been the vibe. Today it's been so gloomy and it's going to rain later and I hate the rain. I mean, I know it's good, but I really just don't like it because it makes me feel so sad and just so unmotivated. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna get out of bed, I'm going to film a video and hopefully that'll bring my spirits up. I already started by moisturizing my face. I use the Cerave daily moisturizing lotion, and then I did use my First Aid Ultra Repair Cream. These two together have helped my dry skin so much. I have a really sensitive skin. It breaks out really easily. I'm actually like broken out all right here right now because I used a foundation yesterday that I'm not supposed to be using because I know it breaks me out, but it's just so good. And I'm going to use it today again because, you know, I don't remember my lesson. So after I've already put on my moisturizer, I go in with a product I am just living for. It is, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce it correctly, but it's a Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. This little bottle has been amazing. It makes my makeup last so long, especially like my foundation, my bronzer, and my blush. I just grab like a few drops and I just rub it in. I like it because it doesn't feel like oily. I don't know how to explain the consistency of it. It's like so soft, almost like a lotion, but it's almost like a water-based lotion. So once I have that on, I just let it sit on my skin for a little bit before I start with my foundation. So I'm going to do my brows next. Usually for my brows, I start by carving them out first and then I'll go ahead and shade them in with whatever product I happen to use that day. I used to do it the other way, shade in my brows and then I used to go ahead and carve them out. What ended up happening with that technique is that they would look a little bit too heavy sometimes, or well, a lot heavy. Now that I look back to like my old pictures, they just looked way too filled in, way too thick, just very unnatural. So now that I use my concealer to carve them out first, it just looks way more put together. So I'm going to go ahead and use my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I use the shade Light 2.2. So I'll go ahead and fast forward this part because nobody needs to see all that. So my brows are finished. I used a very old product for my brows today. The product is so old, I don't even have a name for it. But I know Coloupop used to make it. I think it was called like, oh my gosh, I really don't know what it was called. But it was basically it is basically a brow pomade that they used to make a while back and then they discontinued it. And honestly, till this day, I have not found anything that I like. Like, I've tried so many products, but I just can't find something that I like for my brows. So I'm still using the same product and it's a little brow pomade in the shade Cool Cocoa. That's just kind of what I use for my brows because I can't find anything else that I like. I do use my Morphe brow pencil, but sometimes I feel like I just need a little bit more filling in. I need it to look a little bit darker because my brows are really funny. They very, very thick, but they're also very sparse. So although this gives me some definition, I still need a little bit of shading in. So I just go back to my trusty old dusty Colourpop pomade. And then sometimes I will go in with my Wow Brow from e.l.f. I love this thing. I think it's like $4 or $6. I don't even know. And it works amazing. So I just go ahead and apply it. My brows, I brush them up and I think this gives it just like a really nice and feathery look. So now I'm going to continue with my eyes. I have very, very oily eyelids. I don't know why. I've tried everything and nothing seems to work except this, again, discontinued eyeshadow primer from Pretty Vulgar. Do you guys know if Pretty Vulgar still exists? Because I tried looking for them on Sephora and they're like discontinued there too. So I'm really sad because I've tried so many eyeshadow primers and nothing works. So if you guys have any suggestions, some sort of eye primer that may work for oily eyelids, I would really appreciate it. I've even tried this. I'm not sure what it really, like, I'm not really sure what it is. It's by P. Louise. I got it from the Morphe store. It's supposed to be some sort of like eye primer, like an eyeshadow primer. I've tried that to see if like maybe it'll eliminate a little bit of it'll control a little bit of the oiliness from my eyelids, and it still does not work. Once that is on there, I go ahead and pick out the lashes I'm going to wear for the day. I'll find a link for them down below because I really don't know what they're called or what I make. I think the brand, I have a brain fart right now. I don't know what brand they are. So I'll link them down below in case you guys like them. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I ended up staying home. I had plans to go out with my family. However, we had a change of plans and we had to stay home. I was literally asleep by 10 at night. So this was definitely a different one, but I didn't mind it. I was able to spend quality time with my little family. Also weren't too comfortable going out anyway because of the rain. It was raining so much here where I live. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just stay home. All right, so I'm going to put on my eyelashes and then I'll be right back. So my lashes are on. That's basically all I do for the eyes when I'm just trying to go for a natural look. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of bronzer if I'm feeling like it looks a little washed out, but as of right now, I'm just going to leave them like this, and then I'm going to continue with my foundation. Today I'm going to be using my Pretty Fresh Colourpop foundation. This is the foundation that breaks me out, but I just deal with it because I love it that much, and I'm just like, oh, whatever, it looks good. And then it's the next morning when I wake up like just complete. And I don't think it's necessarily the foundation. I think it's the hyaluronic acid. It just really does me dirty. Like it just breaks me out everywhere, and it gives me a lot of texture, and only things containing hyaluronic acid do that to me. Unfortunately, everything nowadays contains it. So I have, every time that I'm searching for a new foundation, I have to make sure that it doesn't have it, because if not, I deal with this. To put on a little bit of lip balm because my lips are looking real crusty. And I don't have crusty lips. I like this foundation because it's really lightweight, but it also has very, very good coverage. Even with the fact that it breaks me out, I still recommend it because it's just so good. Like clearly, I don't mind the breakouts if I continue to use it. I continue with my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This is in the color Honey Drip, and then I mix it in with my Fenty cream bronzer, and I mix both products in and I bronze up the face. What do you guys feel about like New Year's resolutions? Do you guys ever make any and go through with them? Do you think that they're just like all silly? What are you guys' opinions on that? Because I feel like I have a New Year's resolution to be a little more consistent with my YouTube channel. I like mixing these two cream bronzers because they just give me like a really nice color. I go a little bit above my ear. I kind of go a little higher than that to give the illusion of higher cheekbones. And then I also like to go under here to define my jaw a little bit more because I do have chubby cheeks. So that usually helps. I feel like this upcoming year, I also want to work a lot on my mental health. I suffered from depression for about 5 years, and then I did get help in the year of 2020, and then I stopped getting help the year of 2021 because the pandemic kind of made it really hard for me to continue receiving therapy. But I did feel like while I went, I learned a lot of things, and it helped a ton. So I'm really grateful that I was able to work on my mental health, even though it was cut short a little bit. Every day I still try to work on it, and I still try to remain positive, and even if I have setbacks, I try to move forward and just be kind to myself, patient with myself, because it's not something you just get over in a day, of course. If you guys want to know a little bit more about that, about my story, I'm definitely willing to share it with you all. I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose as well. I just use a different brush. I use a much smaller brush just to be able to get into the small crevices. And then all I do is just follow the line of my nose, kind of just bring it in a little bit more. So once I'm done with that, I will move in with concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer. I have it in the shade 10 Light. This concealer works amazing, especially if you have dry skin. I recommend it. Kathleen Lights here on YouTube recommended it to her viewers, and I was watching her one day and I said I have to try it, and I did, and I'm so happy I did because it works great. It's so easy to blend out, which is why I like it so much. And then I continue on with highlighting my nose in between my brows. Okay, so now that I have blended in all of my concealer, I'm going to go ahead and set it. I recently bought the Morphe and Ariel brush collection, and I've been loving his brushes. They're so soft, such good quality. I really recommend you to invest in them. So what I start off with is my Laura Mercier powder. Just grab like literally the smallest amount. I'll just set my under eyes. I'll set a little bit in between my brows. And then I go ahead with a little bit of my L'Oreal Infallible powder. Again, very little. This kind of brightens my under eyes, and I believe it seals in the setting powder I just used. And just keep in mind that I'm using very little. I don't want my makeup or my foundation to look very heavy, very cakey, so I just use very light layers of everything. So depending on the day, I will use different bronzers. Today I'm going to be using my Maybelline City Bronzer. It is broken, so I'm not going to open it. I'm going to use the Ariel times Morphe A58 brush, and then I use this one for contouring and kind of just like chiseling out the cheeks. And then I'll just go ahead and do this as well. All right, and then I'll take the same brush I used to cream contour and then go over my nose contour. I'm going to add mascara to my lashes, and I'll be right back. I'm going to continue with some highlighter and blush, and then I think I'll be just about done. So one of my favorite highlighters is Cookie by Benefit Cosmetics, but I don't have it in like its little compartment, like its single compartment, so I just use the one that I have in my Earth Angel palette. Cute. I recommend this palette a lot. I actually use everything inside of it except for this here. A little highlighter brush, and then I highlight the tops of my cheekbones. I know that highlighter has kind of phased out a little bit, but I still love it, so I use it. All right, so I have applied my highlight. I think it just brings a lot of brightness into my look. Even though it's a really bright highlight, I like to apply it first before my blush, because once I apply the blush, it makes it look a little bit more like a glow from within. So I'm going to move on to blush. I'll be using the, again, Morphe times Ariel A22 brush, and then I'm going to go in with the Rouge Romance palette by Jaclyn Hill. I'll take Tempting and Pretty Posh. I'll mix them together. Lately I've been mixing these two colors, and it's just been giving me like a really pretty color combination. So I just go ahead, I apply it all the way up, and now it meshes with my highlight and it makes the highlight look a little bit more natural. And then I do the same thing on this side, and then I go over my nose as well. I don't know, I like the kind of like the sunburn look. I think it looks really pretty. And a little bit on my forehead. And then now I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of gloss on, and I'll be done. I'm basically done with my makeup. I'm just going to go curl my hair, and then I'll be right back and show you the finished look. All right, everyone, and this is the finished look. I'm so happy with how it came out. This is kind of the look I just do when I'm going out with maybe some friends for some brunch or some dinner, and I just want to keep it, you know, natural but still look really put together and really cute. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I know I wasn't really talkative in the sense of just like, you know, chilling with you guys, but I'm still really new to all of this. So if you guys want me to talk about something more specifically in my next video, I'd be more than happy to do that. Just leave me some ideas down below in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Anything that you do is so appreciated, and I hope that you guys know how much I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. I hope that you guys are having an amazing week wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching.